before we jump into that, how many of you ever felt left out before? Yeah? I was reading this week, and it was the first thing that I thought of. He's like, hey, here's Timothy. Everybody else stinks. And you're like, hey, Paul, what about me, buddy? I've been traveling with you too, right? I'm a disciple of Jesus Christ too. Have you ever felt left out on some social media thing where, there were a handful of you who did something, and then somebody gets on there and like, and I just want to thank Bill. What an awesome guy he is. And you're like, there were 8 of us, right? Our pride wants to come up. We want a little public praise. Before we jump into this, I want to just remind you of this. In fact, it's the first fill in the blank for you in your bulletin. Here's what Ephesians chapter 6, verse 7 says. This, by the way, is the answer to the next time that you get left out or feel left out. Serve wholeheartedly with a good will as to the Lord, not to men. If you're doing it for the praise of man, for the public pat on the back of man, you're actually doing it for yourself and not for the Lord. And here's the command of Scripture that we serve, we work, we use our gifts and talents and abilities for the Lord wholeheartedly, whether man ever recognizes it or not.